Hey guys, Galactic Marine 501 / Jackson Wolfexia here, and today I am going to review, sorry, I had to deal with something, Kamen Rider Ixa, figuart. Such an awesome thing to have my first figuart, and I don't think I could have picked much better one. I saw Agito, I wasn't going to get Agito, I'm not that dumb. I know of the Agito figuart, I know what his problem is. 2 hands and an extra head. Ooh. Yeah. Compared to Ixa, who's for the same price, comes with an extra head, 4 hands, an Ixa caliber, Fwessels, an extra belt piece for when he uses the Ixa knuckle, also included, an Ixa caliber in sword mode, and another thing of Fwessels. Yeah, I kinda skipped there. So 2 different Fwessels. One of them is a Kiva repaint, I believe. The Garuru, Basha, and Doga they could have used for Kiva. But one is completely original mold. That's not just the Castle Duran. It's not just that one repainted. So let's pop him open. I've already done so. I'm going to admit it now. I cheated. But yeah, I looked at him while I was at the con because I had to wait for him. In between things, I just sort of popped these out and looked at him. It's pretty cool. For fans of diecast feet, he has diecast feet. Here he is in all of his awesome glory. I love this guy. This is my new favorite toy that I own. Yeah, his articulation. I'm gonna have to go over articulation more than I normally do. The arms have a double bend. You can get, if you do it right, you can get a full bend. Really anything the suit can do, this can do. So you can get the arms into some pretty cool poses. The shoulders, check this out. Look at the shoulder. It looks like he dislocated his shoulder on this side. That's so you can swing this piece up and get a much more natural, higher pose. The shoulder pads are loose, and they're attached to the arm, I think. I think that's the arm. Yeah, they're attached to the arm, which makes it so that they move a little more naturally. You can line them up, but the only thing is sometimes they don't line up like this. When he's standing incorrectly, his shoulder pad is forward a little bit. So you just gotta make sure they line up a bit. Put a little bit of care into it and you'll be fine. Then his leg articulation, you can do the full splits this way. Forward, okay. Backward, none. But you can't really bend your leg backward at the hip anyway. Well, yeah, you can, but at least you can do a kicking down your door pose if you have it stand. Let's get a little speed pose going. Show off the knee. Knee is a full double joint. Yeah. Kneecaps are a separate piece. Be careful of those. Be careful that they don't fall off. And yeah, despite having a little bit of coat overhang on his torso, oh yeah, and his torso joint is actually really good. He can bend back a fair way. He can do a pretty good ab crunch with that belt in there. And yeah, he's got 2 joints, waist and torso, so he could spin at the waist. Can he spin at the torso as well? I don't think he can spin at the torso, but it might just be the fitting of the suit. And his head, he can look pretty far down, pretty far up. If you get all the joints aligned, he can look pretty far up. You can go side to side. You could be questioning Ixa. Alright? He can turn his head 360 so he can be snap neck Ixa. Or I just put my helmet on backwards, derp face Ixa. Yeah. The shoulder joint is amazing in this thing. And oh, can he do the thing where he pulls the... No, these are different style hips than that. I know there are multiple styles. So yeah, he doesn't have as good of articulation in the legs as some figuarts. Then again, for his rider kick, I don't know if Ixa has a rider kick. I haven't seen Kiva yet. I only picked Ixa because I love his design, and I'm thinking, and I know I'm gonna like him when I see him in Kiva. And I really like individual systems, so that helps. There you go. Which is Ixa's theme, by the way. So yeah, you could do a rider kick pose if you want him to. I don't know if that's Ixa's rider kick. That's a rider kick. Just a quick rider kick pose. Now let's get into where these things fully shine. Show off all the accessories. So first off, let's switch hands. Let's go for the holding things hands. Now, I'm pretty sure if you want, you could store the fists where the holding things hands were, and the holding things hands have them on him, if you really want. And I'll check if he fits back in the box that way. I think he should. Oh yeah, and the articulation at the wrist is actually pretty stellar as well. You can pop it out a little bit. It's on a ball joint. Ixa does have pretty big hand guards, but you can still get a pretty good bend there at the wrist, which is pretty cool. I like that. And you could pop it back in and have it sort of flush and have, yeah. But yeah, if you look, the wrist has a full joint. There's a full figuarts joint that is there. Sort of like the Revel joints in Reveltex, but not ratcheted like the Revel joints are. So yeah, here's Ixa with the holding things hand. Let's get his Fuessels in. I believe this side is the Guru Doga Basha ones. I'm sorry if they're not actually pronounced Fuessel. I'm trying to pronounce them Fuessel. I know TJ Omega pronounces them Fusel. I like Fuessel a little better. Because, in my opinion, if it's a glass whistle, it should be Fuessel, but Fuessel sounds a little better. Sounds like a musical thing. Fusel sounds okay. However you want to say it, really. I don't know. I don't care. So yeah. So let's get his. Let's put save mode. Let's display him in. Let's put him in save mode, just to see if the head swap. Just to show off the head swap. So you pull off the head, and he's got another little universal joint here that can go back. Actually, I turned the joint to go backwards to see if it gave him more head articulation. It originally went side to side, I don't know why they have that. I don't think you can actually access it. Maybe it's just to use their universal joint system. And you can store the head in there. See if you can swap heads. Let's see if... Oh! Wow! Yes, you can in fact swap heads and have the burst mode head in the save mode slot. They did accommodate that, so that's good. So yeah, for fans of head swap gimmicks, you will not be displeased. There is perfectly area to store your head, your extra head, and you can have it there ready for when you want him to be burst mode, which I think is cool. So yeah, there we go. So let's put the save mode head on. Let's see if he still fits back in here. I haven't put him into the clamshell. I have changed as much as I could on him, aside from putting in a splayed open hand. He now has save mode head and open, splayed open, and holding things hands. And he still fits in. See if he fits in with a splayed open hand. I don't think he will perfectly, but yeah, you can put the holding things hands into the splayed open hand slot. They're not meant to go there. It's not close enough that they fit well. The fists fit okay. So put the fists in the splayed open hand slot if you are displaying him with a splayed open hand. So yeah, you can accommodate pretty much every you can accommodate all the accessories in here, no matter if you switch or not. And yeah, you can store him with a splayed open hand as well. They actually accommodated for everything. There's just enough room. Ah, crap. I'll take out the hands just so those don't fall out, because those seem to fall out a lot. If you see, I'll put the burst mode head back in here, where the save mode head was. Yeah, it fits in there perfectly. The top of the clamshell probably will not fit on, because it is designed a little more specifically to burst save. Let's see. What? Nope, you get stopped by the burst mode head. Oh no, you get stopped by the hands first. If you put it down from top first. You still get stopped by the hands first. But yeah, you can still put the tray away like this. It's still gonna be fine. If you really want to, you can put the fists. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna switch back to the other holding things hand and show off the other way that you can store all the stuff you're not using. I think, which I think will work. I'm just sort of, I like knowing that my extra accessories can be stored in a way that's safe. So that's why I'm focusing a lot on this. And it's my first figure art. I'm probably going to take the clamshell packaging for granted later, but yeah. So here, I'll get out the Ixa knuckle, which I'm going to use. Alternate belt piece. Ixa caliber and gun mode. Actually, first off, let's get a holding things hand. I'll show off the sword mode caliber. Ixa caliber. The hands are actually all accurately painted, with the top two fingers not painted, and the bottom two painted, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that aesthetic of Ixa. There. So here he is with the Ixa caliber in sword mode, just to show that off. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's a nice weapon. Put that away. Now, I'm going to show you how I think how we could store the Ixa, all of his accessories. By the way, I'll show you the Ixa belt as a piece, and then I'll show you the other piece of the other alternate belt as a with the. Oh yeah, by the way, the knuckle does not fit on the. Oh wow, they actually do fit together. They are out of scale though. Here is the alternate belt. Here's the belt that actually fits on his waist. Here is the Ixa knuckle combined with the belt piece. This is what the Ixa knuckle looks like. Here, I'll give you a size comparison of that. I'll connect them. I'll show you like this. There. You can see the Ixa knuckle here is much bigger, which I could see that being a thing. That's kind of the way they had to design it. I don't even call it really cheaping out. I call it sort of being forced into a position by the fact that it would cut off the waist pretty badly if they didn't design the Ixa belt to where the knuckle would not be too, the belt wouldn't be too big. So here's Ixa with the half a belt as opposed to the full belt. So let's get the knuckle into his hand, or Broken Fang. The Broken Fang or the Ixa knuckle. I don't know which one it is actually called. I've heard it called the Broken Fang. I've also heard it also says Ixa knuckle on the thing in the belt. And let's get the Ixa caliber into his other hand. I haven't seen Kiva, so I don't know if he can actually dual wield like this. However, I know he can dual wield the riser and the caliber, so. So here he is. In a sort of cool pose. Yeah. Pretty cool. Let me do another pose. Let's do sort of him about to lock the you can lock the big Ixa knuckle onto the belt as if he's activating a Fuessel, which is cool. Although he technically isn't activating a Fuessel. Let's just pretend that that one's in there. Just pretend that the Ixa caliber Fuessel is in there, and he's locking down the Fuessel and getting ready to shoot. So yeah, you can do that. It's pretty cool. I'm probably going to use Ixa burst mode just because, well, I don't know actually. I might use save mode too. I don't know. But I like both modes, really. Can't really decide. But yeah, the clamshell, if you decide to go with Ixa save mode and you change the hands, you can always shell it back together like this. And aside from the belt being down in his leg or something, it'll hold all your pieces nice and steady. I bet you could even put the belt in his foot, and that would hold it nice and steady too, so that's pretty cool. I like having the feature where you can store all the parts away. It would have been cool if incorporated a few extra sized gaps in there for the parts. Like maybe if they had an Ixa belt piece up here for the full belt, and just to store that a little cleaner, because everything else can store. Everything else is pretty solid in there. But if they had included a little storage spot for the Ixa belt, that would have made it perfect. Yeah. So now I have my Ixa figure, and this is my box that I can store away. And all of my accessories are nicely packed in there. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And by the way, Kiva, I'm finishing Kabuto, then Faiz, then Kiva. Or maybe I might do Kabuto, then Kiva. I'm not totally sure. But, right now, I got me a dragon to build. Yeah. Now all I need is a dungeon. And I'm done. So yeah, Ixa, Master Rider Ixa. For my first figure art, I'm awestruck. I can't really give a review because I don't have any other figure arts. I'm thinking of buying Meteor tomorrow. Or Meteor! If you want to say it like that. Like the belt says it. Oh yeah, and for my next review, I know this channel has been deviating quite a bit. I think it's time to get back to basics. Hopefully my next review. I know when I say my next review, it never turns out to be my next review. If I get Meteor, he's going to be my next review. But I'm going to get this guy done. He's an old RX-78 figure that I found in my closet. I might have actually reviewed him. I did last night. I reviewed, but I didn't get a full take. I didn't get a good take, so that kind of sucks. And if I did not actually get a good take, then so yeah, yeah. I'll see you guys at the next review. This has been Galactic Marine 501/Jackson and I got myself a little friend. Ixa is a friend of mine. Ixa is my friend. Oh my god. No, the legs aren't metal. Just the feet. Die-cast feet, as I said. This is nice. If you want to give him broken ankle Ixa, you can. Yeah, let's see how far he can stand up. He can stand out this far and still be flat foot. He can be disco Ixa. There you go, that's a better pose using the leg stuff. So yeah, a lot of nice articulation here. Even some that isn't actually humanly possible. Unless you're a certain track runner. See what I did there? So I'm going to leave on this sort of generic pose. Yeah, this guy is a figure I don't think I'll get tired of posing. I think I'm actually going to keep him and his box right here next to my bed, just so I can pose him and repose him whenever I want to. Yeah, this has been Galactic Marine 501 /Jackson Wolf Exia, and I'll see you guys at the next review.